$7,000 to $57,000, and we only have $47,000 in here, and it's supposed to be an ACH. So the reason why I left this red is because we don't even know how much the loan is.
You can't find anything on it.
Nope, I'm making calls though.
Mm-hmm.
But even at that, even in the receiving, there's not enough money to put into the bond and interest because.
No, but we don't know how much it is yet, so don't panic.
Right. So I kind of left that red because we need money in there. We need to transfer money in. We just don't know how much, but we have. If you guys will trust us and come.
It's due in August.
It's due in August, and
Beginning of August. August 1st is when the payment comes out.
Why has nobody called you back? What's taking so long?
Literally, it's harder up here.
And there's an email, but it's just a generic of, oh, you want help? Well, yeah, but not the help that you can't
So
find answers.
I'm waiting, but if you guys would just trust the fact that we're just trying to put money into this to cover this ACH, I do have confirmation that it says August and October.
Typically it's February, April.
No,
August.
this one is not. This one is two
There's
payments.
another one though that comes
That's
out.
not the one I'm talking about though. This one that's due then. Or is this not the one that?
This is the 4 payment one that's coming out in August is our 4 payment. We
I
had
have no idea.
February, we had April, I have an August, and I have an October. This is our large one.
No.
Yes. Because we have a smaller one that they did in 2024.
A lot of loans.
Yeah, we have
There's a lot of loans for
Two.
the paperwork on.
So
It's gotta be somewhere.
Do you know what the previous payments were?
They varied.
Oh.
Sometimes it
Oh,
was
Lord, right.
17,000. Another time it was 12,000. I just did payments in February that came out. One was for 6,000. One was for 18,000, and then there was another one back in October of 24 for 60,000.
Oh jeez.
So the amounts vary. We can't find a consistent schedule. I've looked in the computers. I've looked in files. I can't find anything regarding this RDA loan. So
Is anybody called Josh?
I'm going to.
I think we had asked him that one time, and he said he has nothing to do with the two that you and I were talking about.
That were done previous.
Yes.
Well, it'd be nice to see documentation, I mean, especially if somebody's just lopping chunks out of a checkbook. We need to know what it's for.
And I looked for a phone number as well on the ACH, like you and I were discussing,
Yeah,
but I
there's
couldn't
a
even
phone number or
find one
name.
on there either. So, but it's been consistent. It's been ongoing for the time frames, but the dollar amounts aren't consistent. So I can't plan.
I mean, you just have a statement. I mean, it'd be
Yep.
nice to see some sort of
Just a statement is all I
amortization
have.
schedule of where it's going.
Right.
And the one schedule that I did find is just interest. It doesn't lay out.
Oh, we'll look into it,
Consistent
make some phone
amounts.
calls. There's gotta be a name on there of somebody who's generated this.
So that's why it's in red, and I don't know if we can even motion anything without an amount, but just letting everybody know then that come August, you're gonna see probably a big transaction.
Well, and you
And
have
that
to
would be
do
why.
what you have to do to keep going, and that's one thing I
Right.
would forget that I'll revisit. But, yeah. I would say we ixnay this for now,
But
but
I
still
brought
pay
it
your
to your
bills, that's part of
attention.
it.
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
under our- Actually, let me break to that one second.
Yeah.
Back to my comments. So we've had a lot of conflicting stuff here, and I've been trying to separate the entities. Depending on what you read or what you do, this is very unique. So I mean, as for bill paying, you know, clerk does payroll. Treasurer does taxes, sewer, and then takes money. And when we did payroll there, I told them to stay separate, do their payroll, but then come to find out, depending on what rule you look at on the internet, it's conflicting. But now we've kind of come to sort of agreement that the treasurer will still sign checks. But now reading this on this section 32.369, only the following claims may be paid and dispersed prior to a board audit or approval. 1 is payroll, 2 is utility bills, 3 basically is any invoice with a penalty that would be incurred if the payment is not received prior to board meeting, where the claims will be approved. And then any expenditure, or I shouldn't say that wrong, I said that anything that the supervisor or treasurer needs to authorize as an emergency expenditure that is deemed essential due to the imminent threat of health, safety, and the welfare of the township. And any claims authorized under this policy prior to board approval shall be post-audited at the next board meeting. So that's where I assume payroll can be done. Then, it says in this, depending on where you look. And this was from a water Township thing, which I guess Amber said we're doing really as well, but I found this. It says in Michigan, the clerk and the deputy clerk can indeed sign checks when the treasurer or deputy treasurer is unavailable. Specifically, the clerk or duty clerk or deputy clerk, can sign checks on the clerk's side, which would be payroll. So that's why I said go ahead. But while the treasurer or deputy treasurer signs for the treasurer's side, that ensures that the township business can continue even if the key official is absent. And he said that was incorrect. So I'll own it. I did this for a little bit, and we'll make the correction back. But it's very confusing with how things are done. The plus with the way this has been run before is part of it is done as a charter, part of it's done as general law, right? So it's been split two different ways how they're running Carp Lake Township. So that's also very confusing. So I look forward to get some consistency, and basically we'll just follow what MTA says. So.
But you can adopt from reading in the web, you can adopt both. And being that we are less than 3,000 people, we are general. Because charter is 3,000.
But you are a signer now, right? You are too? So we have 4 certified signers here. But ultimately, the law, that I was told, that's garbage too, is that what makes a check valid is when Linda signed it. So, the payroll checks can go back to at least having Linda's signature last. And even if you're gone, you have the ability to oversee it, and then someone else can sign it. But then if you have a question about it, you can request any documentation. But according to law, I don't know when that law is put into effect, but it's not technically legally a check until it's signed by a treasurer. So